They're among the candidates in races to watch for 2013. Roll Call Shira Toeplitz has put it all together. Good morning.
Good morning.
So Mark Sanford's been gone since 2009, but he put out a statement yesterday saying, "I am running because our country's future is at stake." How good are his chances?
They're actually not that bad. Mark Sanford represented a lot of this territory when he was in the House for 6 years in the 1990s. He has a national fundraising network, and from 8 years as governor, his name ID is through the roof. He actually has an upper hand in this primary. The question will be whether voters are willing to forget some of his previous transgressions, hiking in the Appalachian Trail or in Argentina, or not.
All right, you say this next race is either bruiser or snoozer. I like that. It's the special election in Massachusetts. Democrats have lined up behind Ed Markey. So is Scott Brown going to throw his hat in the ring?
You know, it's possible. Scott Brown is faced with a choice. He can either run for the Senate seat or try running for governor again. And it's really, it's a tough decision for him, because if he loses another statewide race, it's going to be really hard for him to get back into politics. So if Scott Brown jumps into the Senate race, he makes it a race. It'll be competitive. Democrats are coalescing behind Congressman Ed Markey, the dean of the Massachusetts delegation. He's been there for a long time, and he has not seen a tough race for about 3 decades. So it could be a really good one, or it could be really boring.
The big governor's race this year is Virginia governor, where we have 2 very interesting characters, right?
Absolutely. Capitol Hill reporters like myself love this race because, first of all, it's only about 3 stoplights away on 395. And secondly, because the cast of characters is just so unique. You have these 2 partisan titans. The Attorney General, Ken Cuccinelli, running. He filed as a Republican candidate this week. And then you have Terry McAuliffe, the former DNC chair, as a Democrat, taking his second stab at this race. It's going to be very interesting, and polls are already showing a competitive race.
Another special election in Illinois is going to replace Jesse Jackson Jr. Very crowded field, including a former NFL linebacker.
Yeah, absolutely. Napoleon Harris, former NFL linebacker and football player for Northwestern University, which is in the Chicago area, obviously. Look, this race is very crowded. Anything could happen. It's really fascinating, though, because there are no shortage of ambitious politicians in the Windy City. They all seem to jump into this race, and very interesting racial dynamics as well. This district is a majority black district. African-American member of Congress has held this district, or a version of it, for a very long time. And there's also a white candidate who has a good chance of winning the race, given the large number of black candidates in the primary. So that's causing a lot of black leaders in Chicago some heartburn.
And you can't forget New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. He's up for re-election. What's his approval rating? It's like 78%. So, I mean, who wants to run against him?
Well, a couple Democrats have thrown their hat in the ring, but it's going to be very, very hard to take down Chris Christie. As you mentioned, his approval ratings are sky high. He gets high marks from voters in the state. This race is not about whether or not Democrats can defeat Chris Christie. This race is about how much damage they can do to Chris Christie ahead of a potential 2016 run for him.
So for a Democrat to do it, I guess they would make the calculation, you know, I know I'm kind of a sacrificial lamb, but I'm going to make some contacts. I'm going to use it, you know, to get some goodwill among Democrats who certainly want to put up somebody.
Absolutely. If you're a Democrat looking at this race, this David versus Goliath race, it's either for your own personal ambitions, right? You can raise your name ID, maybe run again in 4 years, and you're basically a foot soldier for the party. You're saying, I'm going to do this, I'll be the sacrificial lamb, and next time around, you guys better get behind me when I have a real shot at winning a statewide race.
It was a great article. Shira Toeplitz at Roll Call. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that wraps up this hour of Jansing & Company. I'm Chris Jansing. Thomas